horrific story out of Chicago. A man with a long, violent criminal history is facing a terrorism charge after police say he set a woman on fire on a train. Chanley Painter joins us now with more. And Chanley, we saw this take place in New York and now Chicago.
Right, Carly. So police say the 26-year-old victim was riding the Blue Line train in Chicago around 9 p.m. when this man, 50-year-old Lawrence Reed, allegedly approached her from behind, removed the cap from a bottle of liquid, and then poured it all over the victim's head and body. The woman attempted to fight off Reed, and then she ran, but Reed eventually caught up with her. Police say that after igniting the bottle and then he dropped it, he used it to ignite the bottle and then set the victim on fire. Now, according to the complaint, surveillance footage showed the woman's body engulfed in flames, and then when she tried to extinguish it, she was rolling on the ground, and then she gets off the train at the next stop but collapses. Police say she was taken to the hospital and is still in critical condition. Reed allegedly walked away from the scene, but federal investigators caught up with him the next morning wearing the same clothes, and he had burn injuries on his right hand. They say Reed bought the gasoline about 20 minutes before the attack. Reed faces a charge of committing a terrorist act against a mass transportation system. Federal prosecutors saying this, quote, "This horrific attack was not just a barbaric assault on an innocent woman riding a train, but an act of terrorism that strikes at the core of our American way of life." The U.S. Attorney's Office in Chicago, together with our federal, state, and local law enforcement partners, will take immediate and resolute action to bring swift justice to the victim. Prosecutors also confirming that Reed has an extensive criminal history, including a previous aggravated arson charge with connection to a fire in 2020. And if convicted, Reed faces up to life in prison. Todd, over to you.
Chanley, thank you. Let's bring in criminal defense attorney and Fox News contributor Donna Rotunno. Donna, if blue states like Illinois continue to allow career criminals like this back out on the streets to terrorize communities, don't we need more creative prosecutions like this? The federal government saying we're going to take the lead here and use something as what I would call unique as this mass transit hook.
Absolutely. First of all, this is a horrific crime, and my heart goes out to this poor woman on this train. I mean, you're living your life, you're going through your life, and then this happens to you. It's absolutely horrific. I live in Chicago, so this story really speaks to me. I'm very, very confident in the federal government in terms of taking this over and doing the right thing. I think that they've charged him as most significantly as they can, and hopefully it will be beneficial to the victim.
So under the Trump DOJ, you would expect to see more of these federal prosecutions when the state, quite frankly, gives up.
I would, and I will say that especially in Chicago, we have had a new state's attorney for several months now, and we are seeing a turn here in the tide in terms of more vigorous prosecution on gun crimes, violent crimes. They have risen the retail theft threshold. So I have seen that it is getting a little bit more serious, which is good, but I definitely think the federal government taking over here was the right call.
I mean, it's the job of the prosecutors, represent the victims, because they have nobody speaking for them. That's literally their job. The fact that they've abdicated that role in so many blue cities and states across the country is horrific. Want to get your thoughts on this. 18-year-old Anna Kempter will be laid to rest in a celebration of life today in Florida as her grandpa breaks his silence in a statement to Fox News Digital. Quote, "I don't know why Anna was staying in a room with her stepbrother. We are living in a nightmare. The FBI has kept us in the dark, never contacted us. The Kepners haven't told us anything. We've learned from Facebook posts that the stepson is a suspect." That's what reports are saying as well. At this point, Donna, what do prosecutors need from investigators to bring formal charges against the stepbrother?
Well, clearly, they're going to have a nexus between the way she died, where they found her body, and the fact that the stepbrother was somehow involved. It does seem, given the placement of her body, the fact that it was in her room, the fact that this was on a cruise ship where there are cameras everywhere, it does seem that they will be able to get to the bottom of this. I mean, no one can say what actually happened in the room, but you'll be able to see who went in that room with her, who else had access to that room. And it seems like, given the filings we've seen in a separate domestic relations case, that they are very aware that this stepson is the suspect here.
In your experience with cases like this, how tough is it to get information when it's family protecting family, which you have to assume is the situation here with the mom and other relatives trying to protect the stepson?
So it will be difficult. However, the mother does not have any privilege to not testify against her son. So a court could compel her to testify, or she could be held in contempt. And if they believe the mother was involved in any way, they could give her immunity in order to get her to speak. So there are ways.
But could you see, in light of the fact that there is no mom-son privilege, could you see the mother being charged with obstruction or worse?
Sure, I think she could be, depending on what the evidence shows, especially if she was either involved in some way or helped her son attempt to cover it up. But that's what they will use as leverage to try to get her to talk, to say, we'll charge you with either an obstruction or a contempt, and then the court could compel her to speak.
Donna Rotunno, I know this case is captivating the nation. We thank you for coming in and shedding a little light on it as we await charges in this case. Donna, thank you.
Thanks, Todd.
Carly?
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.